James Kaufman, World News Report today, July 1st, 2025. God bless you and yours, no matter where you are in the world. Please subscribe, give us a thumbs up, ring that bell for critical future updates. So many channels out there are talking about a biological attack on the U.S. with a probability that it may occur on July 4th of 2025. And I'm going to show you the information that they're using to come to that determination. It's called the National Blueprint for Biodefense, Immediate Action Needed to Defend Against Biological Threats. This is an April 2024 Bipartisan Commission on Biodefense report. Now, I'm first going to give you all a scenario, and then I'm going to go over the 36 things that we are supposed to have done to prepare for this attack. And of course, the attack is on July 4th, as everyone said. Now, I think everyone knows regularly when they take enough effort to put together a 177-page simulation of something like this, more often than not, something similar occurs. I can name several instances, but that might get us in trouble with YouTube. So let's do what we can. The National Blueprint for Biodefense. Immediate action needed to defend against biological threats. A report by the Bipartisan Commission on Biodefense. Again, April 2024, just over a year ago. And this is a NGO, non-governmental organization, that put this together. They say bipartisan. I don't know if that's the case or not. Copyright 2024, the Bipartisan Commission on Biodefense. Now, when I took a look at the commissioners, although this is an NGO, non-governmental organization, it turns out that everyone is an ex-senator, congressman, governor, Homeland Security Secretary, etc. I thought they might all be Democrats. I did check, and actually it's a bipartisan panel, both Democrats and Republicans. Here's a senator, another congressman, Secretary of Homeland Security here, Thomas J. Ridge. Here we have Secretary of Health and Human Services, also a congresswoman. Here we have Senate Minority Leader, Senator, Congressman. Here we have Congressman, Congresswoman, Congressman, Commissioner of Food and Drug, etc. So upon review, it is in fact a bipartisan group that put this analysis together. We all must understand how much money it takes to put an analysis like this together. We're talking about tens of millions of dollars. It's a 177-page analysis. We're obviously not going to read the 177 pages, but I am going to read a little bit of it to you. And we're going to go from there, finishing off with the 36 things that need to be done to prevent such a scenario. Now remember, everything I'm reading is hypothetical. Joint inquiry into administration and congressional actions before and during the bioterrorist attack of July 4th, 2025. The U.S. House of Representatives Permanent Select Committee on Intelligence and U.S. Senate Select Committee on Intelligence. Now it reads through like an authentic situation, and many of these type of reports have been put together in the past, come to fruition, as many of us know. I called this first hearing of the joint inquiry to order 9 weeks ago. Some nation or terrorist group, we still don't know who, attacked the nation's capital and other U.S. cities with biological weapons as we celebrated Independence Day. The infectious agent they used killed at least 280,000 Americans, infected at least 400,000 throughout the country in a single day. In addition to the 200,000 dead and 800,000 sickened animals, these numbers will increase as the disease spreads. Many of our own colleagues and staff here in Congress fell ill and have died. Coordinated attacks in allied nations in the days that followed killed tens of thousands more people. We are now hearing that the terrorists conducted smaller-scale attacks in American cities and localities prior to the 4th of July incident to test our defenses and gauge our response. Smaller-scale attacks went largely unnoticed. You have to wonder if that's what the drones in the sky were looking for, a bioagent, right? Laboratory tests confirmed that Nipah virus caused the disease, but we still do not know what method our adversaries used to infect humans and spread the disease among livestock and rural communities. Animals and people were sick for more than a month before we realized what had happened. Well, they just said that all those people died the very first day. While the virus is in the same family as other common human and animal viruses, most American veterinarians and physicians had never seen the Nipah virus before, which delayed recognition. The virus, which in nature does not spread easily among people, was genetically modified to increase its ability to spread from animal to animal, animal to person, and person to person, while still retaining a mortality rate of over 40%, i.e. gain of function. Dr. Fauci, National Institute of Health.gov. For years before this, many experts said although nation-states and terrorist organizations aspired to use biological weapons, they lacked the leadership, organizational wherewithal, infrastructure, expertise, and social support to develop and deploy them. Despite these assessments, our adversaries conducted the deadly biological attacks on July 4th. They took advantage of our failure to eliminate the vulnerabilities revealed during the COVID-19 pandemic, our failure to conduct sufficient biological intelligence activities to indicate an imminent attack, our failure to achieve early detection of the biological agent, and our failure to identify the source of exposure in a timely way. Our failure to rapidly identify and recognize its occurrence in livestock, our failure to rapidly identify the disease in people, our failure to consistently fund public health and healthcare preparedness, our failure to stockpile sufficient medical countermeasures, and our failure to communicate effectively within the government to our allies and, most importantly, to the American people. Ultimately, our adversaries took advantage of our failure to make biodefense a top national priority. It is especially painful to me and to other leaders and committees throughout Congress that we failed in our duty to gather the necessary information and data, connect the dots, produce intelligence, and prevent and attribute these attacks. Now, of course, all the recommendations and actions that should have been taken, need to be taken, are a direct response to our vulnerabilities that we just reviewed. We're not going to go over all of them, but it starts with strong leadership, and it talks through budgeting and preparedness and intelligence, etc. And this is the report that everyone is basing their forecast of a biological attack on July 4th from. And again, there are 36 things that we need to do with several subcategories under each, and basically they address our unpreparedness for such an attack. This is the report that everyone is using to conclude that we're going to have a biological weapons attack on July 4th of 2025, i.e., many of these scenarios, as discussed, after put together on paper, often seem to come to fruition. And again, imagine how extensive this is. On page 26 of a 177-page report on how to prepare for such an attack. God bless. Please share, subscribe, and always remember, anything's possible. Bizarro world. God bless you.